Good evening. We'd like to begin our April meeting with pledge to the flag, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we're advertised for 7 o'clock for a public hearing for a FY 25-26 proposed budget. This public hearing is being conducted to consider comments and questions from interested citizens regarding the proposed 2025-26 financial year operating budget. The proposed budget for expenditures and revenues is $1,242,544. The town tax rate is proposed to remain at 35 cents per $100 of full value assessment of property in the town of Union Bridge. The town personal property tax rate is proposed to remain at 75 cents per $100 of assessed value. The public hearing was advertised in the Carroll County Times on Tuesday, April the 1st, 2025. At this time, we're open for any comments or questions regarding the proposed budget. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, we close this public hearing at this time. Okay, we'll go right into our minutes and operating statements for this past month. If council has had a chance to read the minutes and operating statements for last month, we're in line for a proposal to amend them or accept them the way they are.
I make a motion that we approve the March 2025 operating statements, March 24, 2025 council meeting minutes, March 14, 2025 work session minutes, and Quantum's financial statements for March 2025.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Are there any questions? Hearing none, all those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Noes, motion's carried. Okay, at this time we just read the proposed budget for 2025-26, and we are in line for have a motion to approve our budget for this year so we can sign them and get them back to the proper authorities up here.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we approve budget ordinance number 319-B, fiscal year 2025-2026 budget for expenditures and revenues of $1,242,544, with the town tax rate to remain at 35 cents per $100 of full value assessment of property in the town of Union Bridge. The town personal property tax rate will remain at 75 cents per $100 of assessed value.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Are there any questions? Hearing none, all those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Noes? Has passed. This motion will take effect, the ordinance will take effect 20 days after the date of signing, and I'll sign that this evening. Matter of fact, I'll sign it right now so that Dawn hasn't. I see that eye looking at me.
Ellen, did you second it? Okay. I was distracted.
Okay. At this time, we have notice here for uncontested election. The town of Union Bridge received 3 qualifying certificates for nominations for the 3 open seats for the town council of Union Bridge. The election for the town of Union Bridge Town Council is scheduled for Tuesday, May the 13th, 2025. Pursuant to Section 2031 of the town charter, an election is not required if the number of duly qualified candidates for office is equal to or less than the number of vacancies. According to the town of Union Bridge, the town election scheduled for May the 13th, 2025 is canceled. We only had 3 people that was running, and that's the only people that signed up. Okay. I gave Brett a copy of some bills that were passed, some of were passed in Annapolis this year and some weren't, according to the General Assembly. Proposed water environmental resource legislation. There were some bills that passed, some of them did not pass. I gave Brett a copy that come through WRCC last week. And that is about all that I have right now. You want to bring the operator up now for the O&M operator? You want to do that later?
You can do that after.
Okay. Then come up on Brett's report. Okay, Randy, you're up.
I have no new business tonight.
Oh, okay. That is good. Deputy McGinnis.
That was quick.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna wait for that. So, it's good to be here this evening. One thing I wanted to mention is we have a little bit of a crime trend going on right now that it's not anything to be super concerned about, but just be cognizant if somebody's trying to solicit work at your door, it's probably not legitimate. We've had a few companies in the general area come through town, and I think I mentioned last month I had a lady who was kind of coaxed into getting her driveway resealed. It was 15 minutes of work and she spent $4,000 on it and never heard from the guys again. She was actually able to cancel her check in that instance, but something to be aware of. I'm actually getting a lot of it at my home in Pennsylvania as well. We've been getting 2 to 3 a day, and they require a permit just as they do in town here. And Maryland has actually posted a notice about roof work in general. Sometimes these alleged roofing companies will come to your door and they'll want to do a roof project, and they'll say you can go through insurance. And then for insurance to approve a new roof, they actually have to have an adjuster come out, and it's a very rigorous process that they go through. But then you're out the money once you sign the contract with the contractor. So it's something to be aware of. I just want everybody to, like, hey, if the person's especially asking to come to your house and they've never been, you didn't line up work with them, it's probably a red flag. So keep an eye out. If you can't get names or vehicle descriptions, just shoot them over to me, and I think all my information should be in the newsletter. I didn't get a copy of the newsletter, but I was told I put a bit in the newsletter this go round. So all my information should be in there to contact me if you see anything unusual.
Okay.
So to the briefing, between March 24th, 25 and April 28th, 25, the Carroll County Sheriff's Office received 37 calls for service within the town of Union Bridge. Out of the calls for service, 6 were found to be reportable. On 3/24/25 at 11:20 a.m., a police information report was taken in the 100 block of North Main Street related to a student not attending school. Intimate details indicated that the student might be at risk, and the Carroll County Advocacy Center and Investigation Center was notified. On 3/30/25 at 5:50 p.m., the Carroll County Sheriff's Office responded to Middleburg Road and Union Bridge Road for a vehicle collision. Upon contact with the driver, there were indications he was impaired by alcohol. Field sobriety test was completed and the subject was placed under arrest for driving impaired. Upon search incident to arrest, the loaded handgun was recovered from the vehicle. The operator and sole occupant of the vehicle did not possess a handgun permit. On 4/5/25 at 12:57 a.m., a missing persons report was taken in the 300 block of East Thomas Street. The missing person was a juvenile who was later found playing with friends in the park. Due to several previous reports of missing persons with the same individual, a referral was sent to the Department of Juvenile Services for formal action to be completed. All right, now this one's a long one. On 4/7/25 at 9 a.m., the Sheriff's Office took a police information report in reference to a suspicious condition. On 4/6/25 at 7:44 p.m., a vehicle approached the 7-Eleven parking lot at 120 South Main. The vehicle, a white Mercedes sedan, parked approximately 1 car space back from the assigned spot and is not equipped with a front plate, was not equipped with a front plate. 2 individuals exited the vehicle and 1 was holding a power drill. As they entered the store, the second individual appeared to be on the phone, and they communicated amongst each other and leave the store abruptly after that. It was later learned that a patron of the store captured the registration to the vehicle, and they found the approach unusual. Because they found the approach unusual, my theory is if that person didn't take the picture, they probably would have committed a crime, because I bet they had eyes outside, but that's just a theory. So all this information was gathered and documented. No crime connections were found to be related at this point. I called over to Frederick County, and no crime connections were related, but that vehicle has been kind of on the radar, so without saying too much. Okay, on 4/7/25 at 2 p.m., 238 special rounds were turned into the school resource officer at Elmer Wolf. The student advised that they lived in Union Bridge and recently purchased a box at a consignment sale, and the rounds were inside. The rounds were placed on property at the sheriff's office. Obviously, there was no risk involved with the school. The kid was actually very respectful and what's the right word for it? Smart, I guess smart to turn in the rounds instead of keep them. On 4/14/25 at 7:06 a.m., units responded to West Locust Street for a recovered stolen vehicle. This vehicle had controlled dangerous substances inside of it. Several drug-related items were recovered from the vehicle, as well as property not belonging to the vehicle owner. The vehicle was stolen originally in Baltimore County, and their agency was contacted to follow up with potential new leads in the investigation. And that concludes the monthly report. A little busier than
Yeah.
but springtime, so I guess
Yeah.
that's expected.
Weather gets nice to come out of the woodworks.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Public comments and concerns. Anybody in the public have anything they want to bring forth to us this evening? Please come to the microphone, state your name so that it's on the records, please.
My name is Will Freeze. As you guys know, I own several businesses here in town, but I wanted to let the town know we have yet another new business here in town, Grace Valley Farms. We just got started here. It is going to be a tree nursery to replace an original tree nursery that was there. And we got the first 300 green giants planted. Another 300 just showed up today. We'll get this planted up this weekend. We'll have a total of 3,500 trees by the time we're done, a variety of different things. And in about 7 to 8 years, we're going to dig them up and start selling them to the general public. We've also have 450 yards of mulch that will be breakdown in the next year. It's going to take a year or two. So when the town wants to do a beautification project here, we'd be more than happy to donate some of that mulch to the town. So if you guys have anything for the town park, I know there's something you guys want to do with the playground with that. We weren't happy to save the town some money on that.
Right.
You know, triple shred mulch is $35 a yard.
Yeah.
Be more than happy to give the town 50, 100 yards what we need for that. So just want you guys to know that we have a new business here in town, and hopefully another 7, 8 years we'll start digging 15 to 16 foot tall green giants and some Yosemite areas out of that location.
It looks
Just wanted to bring that to the town. We have one more new business in town.
nice out there.
Yep.
Get the trees tall enough, maybe you can sell one or donate one to the county for the county office building for Christmas and send one up to New York.
Department of Agriculture, I told them we were going to drop one in their front yard for approving our farm plan that we got with them. That was a bunch of paperwork we had to go with the federal government. Of course, everything was shut down in the process, so people did all kinds of things to get it taken care of. And the county Department of Resources was ecstatic to see another farm of operation of some sort going back into operation. So. But like I said, as time allows, we'll keep getting more trees in because right now there's we got about $8,500 so far just in new baby trees I put out there. So we're waiting for one of our other clients to pay for us a job and we'll buy another 600-700 trees. So keep working. Only as my back is killing me from bending over and planting little teeny tiny trees. So, but just want to let the town know we're up to our newest project here. So, but yeah, like I said, the town's ready next year for anything for the new playground. We're more than happy to donate some of that double church mulch for that.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you.
I think when we do them up there, we won't, well, I guess we'll use some mulch, but the playground itself, I have to use, what is it, that rubber stuff they have now. So there's new playground stuff that they have out there that costs you more money, but we'll make use of you, that's for sure. Anyone else for public comments and concerns? I know we see some new faces out here tonight. The only thing I have is being a public information officer for the Union Bridge Fire Company that this Sunday, Mother's Day breakfast, big breakfast, 7 to 11. This past weekend, we had our big rig rescue out here for Union Bridge Fire Company. It's one of the biggest rescues on this side of Mississippi. They have it every year. They had some fire companies from all over the east coast here. About 40 people participated Friday or Saturday, 40 couple on Sunday, and I was out and took some pictures and some videos for them so they can put on their Facebook page. And Lehigh is very generous to let them use their grounds out there. They had a scenario down the rocks, and they had the bus that's been sitting there. We had a scenario of a bus accident where a car hit the side of the bus and the bus flipped over on top of the car. And we had another one where a car went over a bank and was hanging upside down, and the rescue people went down and they secured the car and had to go down, cut the doors off the car while it's hanging upside down and bring the patient out. Of course, they were using dummies, but it was very good rescue for the last 2 days. And like I say, it's one of the big rescue classes on the East Coast out here. And, and our guys out here at Union Bridge Fire Company are Chad Green and his cousin Mike Green. They give the class, and a couple other guys from the Training Institute come out. So it's very nice, very interesting. Starts 7 o'clock in the morning. And I think Saturday they were done about 5 right before the rain. And then yesterday they started at 7, and I was there till about 4:30, but it was pretty much over then. But it's 2 very good days. So there'll be some good videos and stuff coming up on, I guess they'll put it on the fire company's website or Facebook or whatever. So I'm getting it all together to give to them. So they do have the carnival that's coming up the end of the month, end of May. As far as I know, the VFW will still be having their Memorial Day service on Memorial Day. And that's about all I have for the fire company as far as public information concerns for them. Anyone else have anything they want to discuss, talk about?
I guess under public,
Yes.
Dream Big Union Bridge is actively working on our 7th annual Rubber Duck Derby. And this year we've added a few new things because each year we add something and it's becoming a festival. And we're going to have adult beverages this year. We will have uniformed people from the sheriff's department there just to keep everybody in line. We're going to have 2 live bands. One's going to be bluegrass and the other one's a classic rock band. So we're going to have a 70-foot inflatable thing that kids can climb all through or whatever obstacle course. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Food trucks and the whole shebang. So spread the word, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Good. Hope of good weather, right?
Hope for good weather, but we do have a rain date this time. And we will have free shuttles, so people don't have to worry about parking. They can park at Dollar General or the elementary school, and we'll have a free shuttle that's running constantly for both places.
Okay. Okay, any other public comments or concerns? Moving along here pretty good. Okay, Brett, we'll have you up with the...
Hey, we had a bid to renew the water and wastewater O&M contract. And see, an RFP for water and wastewater O&M independent contractor was advertised for bid on Friday, February 21, 2025, and Sunday, March 23, 2025 in the Carroll County Times. Bids were submitted for a 3-year period with option to renew for the 2nd and 3rd year bids. The town received 1 bid from Environmental Operations. It's Jeff Glass. He's been doing it for years now. In the amount of first year bid, fiscal year 25-26 is $59,232. It's an increase of $2,820 over his previous bid. With option to renew for fiscal year 26-27, $59,232, no increase. 27-28, 3rd year is $62,184, an increase of $2,952. I move that we approve this RFP for the water and wastewater O&M independent contractor in the amount of $59,232 of environmental operations.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Are there any questions?
What is an O&M?
Operation and maintenance.
Okay. I don't know if anybody else knew that, but I did.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further questions? Hearing none. All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Noes? Motion's carried. Okay, we'll get that signed and take care of that.
We have a meeting tomorrow with engineers to talk about the PFAS project for our drinking water. Going to get that moving and talk a little bit about wastewater plant. MDE has the report on the preliminary engineering report. So we're waiting on them to come back, hopefully with no more comments. Hopefully we've satisfied their thirst for information or additional information or data. They love data. So these things are gonna start moving. Hopefully, I'd like to see the PFAS project maybe by the end of the year get started. It takes a little while, but things are starting to move a little bit. The wastewater plant's a different story. I see Marty's here. Are you here just to say hi, or?
I heard that word, so I thought I better come over and look.
Yeah. Well, we still need money, and that is still an issue. We have a little bit of money now to put into it, but we don't have enough to build it. And it's still the same problem. We can't borrow the money to build the plant large enough for the two developments in the hopes that there's gonna be development. We just can't, what was it, $320 a quarter, I think, would be the increase to people's sewer bill, if we did that.
Yeah, and we're not gonna do that.
We can't do that. No. So we're still at that point. Hopefully MDE will approve the PER. Maybe we'll build a plant that is expandable. If you and Wormald, if you guys decide you're ready to build.
I can't speak for Warmall, but we've been ready and willing to contribute our fair share.
Yeah, but is that, you're gonna pay upfront?
We will certainly forward fund if we have guarantees.
Well, okay. I mean, there would be, of
Oh,
course, there would be guarantees with a forward fund. That's what we need, is the forward fund.
Well, I think what I would say is when we can have some serious discussions, see what has to happen.
Okay?
I mean, we have a fortune tied.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure you do. And I'm sure the well's gonna need, I don't know what the well might need at this point. It's been sitting so long.
We've been doing some investigation on that.
Yeah, okay. Well, we can talk about that too. But yeah, well, let's see what MDE comes back with, but maybe it's time to sit down with you guys and Wormald too, and see if we can't hammer something out.
What you do with Warmall is your business. I don't wanna have mine.
Right.
I understand.
To,
Well,
because,
so you wouldn't want to have a shared meeting to discuss
oh, I
this?
might have a shared meeting. He and I, Warmall and I have joined together to have studies done and shared expenses.
Mhm.
But I think it's pretty clear, we have a project that could move on a dime. They don't even have an approved concept.
Right.
Right, they do not.
So
Yeah, I agree.
if we can put something together, we can start funding. Whereas I would assume that, and I don't mean need to use the name Warmall, but a developer that's in that position is not as ready to fund as Woodhaven could be.
Okay. Okay, well, that's encouraging though.
Well, what you said earlier is encouraging too. It's the first encouraging thing we've
Yeah,
heard.
well, we took a step. We have some, the land we're gonna hopefully purchase so that we can expand, build a new plant on or expand where we have to do. But, we were fortunate enough to get a little bit of money a couple of years ago, and I keep working all the channels with all the state and federal people that's out there and trying to beg, borrow, and steal with whatever we can, so.
Yeah. So,
I think the land is key because we did a Warmall and I funded a study and there's just no way to do anything on the existing.
Yeah.
Because you'd have to build a road with 10-foot walls on it to get to it on a flood condition.
Yeah. So,
yeah, so that's all falling into place now, and I would like to see some movement on the wastewater plant within the next year as well, because we need it. You guys need it, but we need it.
It's good to know you need it.
yeah.
Yeah, we do. We do. Okay. That's all I have.
Okay. Okay, we may as well just go ahead into committee reports then. Anything else for you, Sherry?
I had one light that was reported out at Locust and Buttersburg Alley, and I reported it, so that's all I've got. Trash is being behave itself, and I only gotta deal with it for one more month.
Just wait tomorrow. You shouldn't say everything's been quiet because.
I know, well, I can handle it for another 30 days.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm
Ellen?
used to that, I do that
I don't
regularly.
know, I have nothing to report for the community center.
Okay. That's all in your report, Brett?
Yeah, I don't have
Okay.
anything else.
Okay. Then when you get done, but you've done yours,
Oh,
we'll
let
get.
me read
we'll
that
do
out
yours
loud.
before
I don't have
Amy's.
anything else.
Oh, okay. Read that for Amy. All right. So on April 1st, I submitted a request for us to qualify for Banner City. On April 3rd, we had 7 new Christmas snowflake lights delivered. On April 9th, I spoke to a resident of Shriner Court regarding some issues and concerns that she has. On April 10th, I attended the United Way's Carroll County 100th Anniversary Bash at Flood Zone. I spoke to Commissioner Vigliotti that evening, and I also emailed him back the next day regarding getting connectivity to Town Hall for live streaming our council meetings. On the 26th, I reached out to Perry and Master Deputy McGinnis regarding a suspicious man going door to door on West Broadway. So he came to our house and wanted to let us know he had a box on the front porch. And then he wanted us to know that we had a box at the post office waiting for us as well, which we did not. And then he went to my neighbor's house and wanted to use her bathroom. So just, be cautious. Don't answer the door if you don't feel comfortable, if it's somebody you don't know. Luckily, it was my husband who answered the door, so I guess that's why he just kept it to you have a box on your door. And then I also wanted to wish Perry a happy birthday on Thursday.
I'm gonna forget that one.
Happy birthday.
Getting too
So,
old for birthdays.
and then I guess for Amy, we received a card from Ned Cuman, and it says, Mayor Jones, members of Town Council, Planning Commissioners, former Councilman Wilson, Dawn, and Mike, a note to express my humble thanks to all of, for all of the certificate of appreciation, the light fair and refreshments, and beautiful cake, but especially the warm feelings extended. Elizabeth, AKA Trinka, is that what? Okay. And I enjoyed a wonderful meal with our gift card at Mediterranean restaurant, and she joined me in expressing thanks as ever, Ned.
Gentleman worked for us for, 19 years through planning and zoning, so he will be missed. Okay. I don't have anything else. Our next work session will be May the 12th, if we have anything for that night. And then the next council meeting will be May the 19th. It will be a week early next month because of Union Bridge Carnival. And then the council meeting in June will probably be a week early also for the Maryland Municipal League Convention or Conference in Ocean City. So that's also the 4th week of the month. So June will probably also be a week early also, but for that reason. No one has that. You have anything else, Mandy? We're good. Anyone else have anything for us this evening? Well, it's a short meeting. Hearing nothing else, we're in line for adjournment.
I'll make a motion we adjourn the meeting.
I'll second that.
Any questions? Hearing none, all those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Noes? Motion's carried. Thank you very much. See you next month.